I do sincerely hope you realise that this is not my first life. This is in fact my final life. This is my last life. It's not my first by any means. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. Now there's the respect that makes calamity of such long life. For who would these fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but for the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and rather makes us bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And the native hue of resolution is sickled with a pale cast of thought, with this regard to constanori, and lose the name of action. Soft you now the fair Ophelia, nymph, and thy orisons may all my sins be remembered. There's a child in each one of us, trying hard to break free. A nervous, frightened child, a long-forgotten memory. The child, he sleeps soundly, somewhere inside my brain. But the child is awoken when he knows I am in pain. And when I feel like crying, the child cries for me, as I remember my lost innocence and who I used to be. But the innocence will fade away, like the tide washing the sand. And when I need reminding, the child reaches out his hand. My mind is a deep ocean, a dark foreboding sea. And the child, he will drown unless I set him free. There is a child in you too, in the blackness of your mind. And when life gets too serious, then the child you must find. And if you don't believe me, if you think it can't be true, who do you think is doubting? It's the child inside you. Do you laugh when you remember the games you used to play? Release the child inside you. Don't banish him away. Don't send the child back. Don't pretend that you don't care. But one day when you need him, you will find that he's not there. There is a child in each one of us, staring in wonder at the sky. And if you let the child out, you will stay young and never die.